All right. Hello. Welcome back to the From Hobby to Full-Time podcast. This podcast is for personal stylists who are ready to level up and treat their side hustle a lot more seriously. So welcome back. I hope you all had a wonderful week. As I am recording this, we have just wrapped up Mother's Day. So Mother's Day was yesterday. This podcast will come out in a couple weeks. And I spent a lot of the day helping my mom. She is moving to a condo, so it's kind of a fun new beginning. But for the month of May, I want to remind you all what we were talking about. We are doing mini-sodes called Mindset Moments. They are designed to be short and easy to listen to, inspirational episodes that are going to help strengthen your mindset. So before we dive in today, I want to start off with kind of a little mini story. So as some of you may know, I am enrolled in a program called allllll. It is a mindset transformational course with Susie Batiste, the founder of Poopery. Being in this course is a direct reflection of how I have equipped myself for the mindset battle, how I have overcome so many piercings in my armor, and how I have to strengthen that armor every day, which is the topic of today's mini-sode. So this mini-sode is gold. So listen carefully. If you're driving, make a note to come back and jot down the resources, tips, and people that I'm going to mention throughout, because these are going to be, this is kind of like a how-to episode. It is chock full of resources, and I'm going to give you a downloadable at the end as well so that you can start to implement this. So we are going to circle back to that Susie story, but let's dive in. So if you've listened to the first two episodes, then you kind of have a 30,000 foot overview of what it takes to really craft an intentional and strong mindset. So now we are going to zoom in and talk about what you can do on a daily basis to strengthen that armor. Just like a soldier trains daily for battle, or even this analogy, just like an athlete trains daily for their sport, you need to daily train your mind in order for it to change. So I have three really important practices that you can do daily to strengthen your mindset armor. Number one, the self-care checklist. So I was first introduced to this concept by Danica Brescia. She is amazing. Please just go Google her. She is a plus size model. She is the founder of Model Meals, which is a meal delivery service. She lives in Nevada now. And she has been doing transformational personal development work for quite some time. And I have been doing this practice from her since 2016. So the main premise of a self-care checklist is that you are writing basically a daily to-do list of everything you need to do to feel like the best, most successful version of yourself. And this is something that you will do in the morning as part of a morning routine. So these can be things like getting 8 hours of sleep, working out for 30 minutes each morning, drinking hot lemon water, journaling, gratitude, affirmations, etc. But this is just a small mini checklist that you'll do every morning that you can just literally check off that you've done this thing. The brain loves a checklist because it's affirming to yourself that you can do these things, that you've done those. So here is a sample of what my self-care checklist has looked like in the past. So on this checklist, and you will get a downloadable for your own version to help you create your own version of a checklist. It would say, here's my gratitude list. Here are 3 things I'm thankful for and why. Here's an affirmation, 3 affirmations that I'm loving right now. Here is a future biography journal exercise that I do. And then here's me reading 1 to 2 pages of an inspirational book. So I would do my checklist basically on the computer. I would type it out, but you can also do this in a written journal, however you want to do it. But I would write 3 things I'm grateful for. So this could be, I'm really grateful for the bright blue skies today. The day is gorgeous. I would say I'm also really thankful for the fact that I am getting a lot done in my business. I'm really thankful for the fact that I was able to hire an awesome VA. Check, check, check. Go through 3 affirmations. I am abundant. I am strong. I am worthy. Check, check, check. Future biography. We're going to talk about this more in depth, but I would write that little journal entry. Check. Read 2 pages of an awesome book. Check. So the idea and the most beautiful thing about this is it can be as long or as short as you want or need it to be. The important thing is that you're building a daily practice. And by doing this daily, by myself doing this daily, I was strengthening my mindset armor. And it is one of the most powerful things that I believe I have done in my whole personal development journey. So number one to strengthen your armor is a daily self-care checklist. And keep in mind, this can be literally as simple as laying in your bed and when you wake up, telling yourself 3 things that you're grateful for, and then going on with your day. As you do this, it will become more and more second nature, and you'll be able to add more things in, or you'll be able to adapt it and take things out that aren't really serving you as well. That is the really awesome thing about this. So again, when you go to chicstripes.com/podcast, you'll find this episode, and there will be a downloadable sample checklist. I've actually included like a really simple checklist, and then I've included something I've called a supercharged checklist, which is something that I have used maybe probably within the past 6 months. It's just basically a lot longer, can take up to an hour if I have that much time to do it, if I want to do all of the things. But again, I don't have to. I can do something really simple. Okay, let's move on. The second way that you can strengthen your mindset armor is to do future journaling. So I alluded to this in the self-care checklist portion. Danica also introduced me to this concept. And then more recently, I've done one by Dr. Nicole LaPera. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of her, as she is the holistic psychologist on Instagram. But the basic premise is that you are writing a journal entry, or you're writing a biography for yourself that is 1 year from now, 2 years, 5 years, 10. You're literally writing down what is the most ideal, dream, can seem off the wall to you version of your life that you want to come into reality. And you write it down in a little mini journal entry, and you can literally watch how powerful this is. There is so much power in the written word, and there's so much power in doing this repetitively. So for example, let's go back to the Alive OS course that I'm in with Susie Batiste. I have self-care checklists dating back to like I said, 2016 when I started, 2017, 2018, 2019. And one of the things I started doing in my journal entry was I wanted to manifest coaches and mentors and people in my life that could continually hold me to this next level and help me get past any hurdles in my own personal development. I think I've come a long way. I have a lot longer of a way to go. And I have a checklist from December 18, 2019. So that was about 6 months ago, where I wrote, Sydney Bass is a digital CEO. Her mentors include Susie Batiste, James Wedmore, Jim Fortin. Right, so Susie Batiste. And then I have another one from June 21st, 2019, so that's a year ago, where I wrote, her real life mentors include Sarah Blakely and Susie Batiste. So before that, my only interaction with Susie was being introduced to her through like Instagram. She was on podcasts. She started recently, probably within the past maybe year or 2 years, coming out and sharing her incredible story. And I was just blown away by her transformations. And I knew she had something to teach me. So I just started writing down in my future journal who my mentors would be, who they are. And Susie has come up repeatedly, and now I'm in her course. And I believe that it is so powerful to do this exercise and then kind of just let go of it and see what comes. I never in a million years would have imagined that I would have been in a course with Susie, but I knew that somehow I would be able to learn from her. And now I'm literally living what I wrote a year ago in my future journaling. That has been a really awesome way to build my mindset armor and then reiterate to myself as proof that what I'm writing down comes true and it happens. I have no timeline. I have no date of when it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen, but this shows my mind, proves to my mind, remember we're training my mind, that when I write down things, when I envision my future, how I want to envision it, it happens. It's so crazy, guys. It's so powerful. It's so fun. So the third thing that I want to leave you with as the way to strengthen daily your mindset armor is absorption of knowledge. So I wrote absorption of knowledge because I really want you to soak up, and this can be reading, this can be audiobooks, this can be podcasts, but any spiritual, inspirational manifestation thing that you can get your hands on. And I would really encourage you to go back to the quote unquote OGs and learn as much from them as you can, and then tap into some newer resources that can maybe help modernize it for you, that can help hit the concepts home for you in a little bit more of today's language. So some of the OG people that I want to just list off for you, you can Google them, are going to be Louise Hay, Florence Scovel Shinn, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Abraham Hicks. So these are kind of the super early pioneers in some of this metaphysical work. And then reading these resources you can start to get a foundation and basis. And I want you to take from them what you want to take from them and leave what doesn't serve you. If you want me to change words, if you prefer to read the universe is God, or you prefer to read the God is universe, do whatever you need to do so that you can absorb it. But read the masters, read those OG people, and then seek out newer people that really resonate with you. So people that resonate with me include Dr. Joe Dispenza, Catherine Zankina of the Manifestation Babe podcast, James Wedmore, Jim Fortin, Jen Sincero. You probably know her from the You Are a Badass books. These are people I love listening to and get something really awesome from. You may love Gabby Bernstein, who I also love some of her works. You may love Marie Forleo. Everybody is going to have a different twist to how they're delivering it, and you're going to find people that you resonate more with than others. But I would encourage you to go to the old school people, right? Because these are the people that kind of have the right ideas, they have the right knowledge, and then find the people that are talking about those people so that you know you're not just getting people that don't know what they're talking about. I think there is some fear and hesitation in the law of attraction, manifestation mindset world that people are maybe not authentic or genuine. So do a little bit of research and find out what that is for yourself. But the reason I said absorption is, again, we're coming back to repetition. I want you to read something every day that is going to inspire you and lift you up and make you feel better. So this can be literally 1 to 2 pages of a book. It can be a chapter of a book. It can be a few minutes of an audio book. Or something else that's going to be inspirational that you can just start to soak your brain in positivity in these messages, because again, the brain needs repetition. So the more you can have these things in your mind, the more you can douse your mind with positive news, the more you're going to be able to change and transform quickly. So for these types of books, I love to borrow them from the library. Right now, obviously, we're not going to the library. We're in Corona times. So if you have a Kindle or an ebook, you can download, you can borrow them. But I do truly love purchasing these books and building my library because I like to go back to them again and again. So Jen Sincero's book, You Are a Badass at Making Money, was super pivotal for me. I think I first read it in maybe 2017, and I have since probably read it cover to cover 5 times. And every time I've gotten something different from it, or I've been reminded of a lesson that I need to hear again. So get the books, build your library, start reading, start listening. And these 3 things on a daily basis are going to strengthen your armor like crazy. So if you want to be a successful personal stylist running your own business, then doing these things is a daily requirement. So 3 things you can do: create and use a daily self-care checklist. Start small with gratitude and build up from there for what works for you. Number 2, write a future journal and biography. Put pen to paper to create your future. Number 3, read, listen, repeat. Invest in the library and start your day with something inspirational. If you can end your day with something inspirational as well, that is all the better. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in to today's mini episode. Tune in next week for our last installment in this series. And before you go, if you have been waiting for the doors to the Founders Club to open, they will be opening very soon. I promise. We are cooking up something really exciting for you. And if you want to be the first to know, click the link in my Instagram bio or go to chicstripes.com. You will find the newsletter link there. Sign up and you'll be the first to know. And I cannot wait to dive deep into all of this business and styling with everyone who is going to enroll in the next round. And don't forget, go to chicstripes.com/podcast for this episode, which I believe is episode 18, and download your sample of a self-care checklist and get using it today. All right, y'all. I will see you next week. Bye.